After the recent oil change on the Z900, what I'm going to be doing today is changing the coolant. So we're just going to be getting started shortly. I've got a picture in the corner there of everything I've got. This not including a pick and some Allen keys to take the fairings off. I've got a siphon pump, a bowl, some new coolant, some De-Ionised water, and a funnel, a new funnel after the oil change I might add. So first of all, we've got to get access to the bike. So we need to take the front left hand belly pan off, and then we need to come round and take off the right hand fairing to give us access to the radiator. So I'm just going to get those taken off. We've got one here. And the second one down here before we get to the push pins. Just gonna need my extender bar. So after getting the two bolts out, we've got 5 push pins. One there, trusty pick. I have actually had all of these resprayed. And then we should be able to come out. And then have we got any? And this just slides back and off. There we go. So the Kawasaki Z900 actually has 2 drainage bolts. It's got that one there, and it's got one just inside right there. So I'm going to drain the bottom one first and then drain the top one after. Okay, so let's drain the first one. It's an 8mm. Now this is extremely toxic, so I need to make sure I dispose of it properly after. Now I'm going to open up the radiator. And it's going all over my GoPro. Note to self, if you're doing this again, crack the radiator first and then do the drainage bolt. Right, so to stop it dripping everywhere, what I'm going to do is just put the drainage bolt back in, and then I'm going to take this one out. Just hand tight. And now I'm going to move the bucket, and we're going to take the 10mm and take this one off. Good old Kawasaki. Bolt this one back up. Right, that's that one in. And now the last bit, I'm going to bring the coolant over. Okay, last bit, you got the reservoir in there. We're just going to siphon it out. Okay, there we go. All siphoned out. So just while I've got that off, just going to move my bucket, move my siphon. Okay, going to top it up now with some of the De-Ionised water. You could, if you wanted to, remove this fairing here on the part of the fairing on the right. Right, now I'm just going to top up the radiator. Now, just going to top off the radiator with the De-Ionised water. There we go. She's topped up. So what I'm going to do now, we are going to cap the radiator back off and run the engine. Now, just for the sake of seeing what the pops are like, this is what my neighbours get to hear. Now that I've let that run, what I'm going to do is just depressurise the rad. Don't want the same problem as last time. Okay, now we're going to crack the drainage bolt again and let the water out. Get any use as a cleaning agent before we put the new coolant in. Happy days. There we go again. Being a man, I should really know about controlling the stream. While it's actually doing that, I am going to siphon the reservoir just to do two things at once. They say we can't multitask, but hell, makes sense to do it. Now that that's drained, I'm going to put a new cross washer on and put the drainage bolt back in, because we're going to fill it up with new coolant soon. So we've got genuine Kawasaki part 11061-0107. Now, the trouble with this part, I went to Halfords this morning. I do not need 75 of them. I am not going to do 75 coolant changes. Now, we talk about wastage. That is a lot of waste. What is the point? Who needs 75 washers? I don't. They'll probably just end up all over the garage floor anyway. You've seen how much of a klutz I am. Now for the last drainage bolt behind the header. I do live on a main road, which has its benefits, but also none with parking, etc. Which comes last little bit. As you know, if you know from my other videos, is that I love a view. So the benefit of living on a main road in Plymouth, at the top of Plymouth, is that you get that for a view, other than a pub. Never go in there. So I'm going to let that drain. Both of the drainage plugs are done back up. In with the good stuff. Right, and now what I'm going to do is just start the bike and let the bubbles, air bubbles, come out. And now the final bit before washing her off and getting her all done up again, just in to the reservoir. Next time I will be taking that bit of the fairing off. We are done. Now what I would like to add is that is my first coolant change ever. We're buttoned up. Everything is done, everything is topped off, and I'm just going to let her run. Happy days while I get cleaned up and get the fairings on.